Welcome back. One person has been injured and 4 taxis have been set alight in central Johannesburg. We understand it's related to conflict between 2 taxi associations. Police are on the scene to control the situation. Our reporter Silindelo Masikane is in downtown Johannesburg and joins us now for more. Slee, when we chatted to you a little earlier on, we understand that the police were still on the scene as it was an active crime scene. What can you tell us now?
Well, last time we spoke, Heidi, we had forensics on the scene who were busy gathering evidence as well as, gathering facts around what exactly transpired here. We're just outside the Carlton Centre here in the Johannesburg CBD, and as you can see, that forensics has concluded the processing of the scene and the 4 vehicles that have been burnt out. The 4 taxis are now going to be transported so that the roads actually can be opened up again, because the adjacent roads around the scene have been cordoned off. And also just on the other side, we have at least 3 other taxis that have been damaged. And we know from the statement from the Gauteng Transport Department that, of course, they've condemned this incident, saying that it is related to a dispute around routes between 2 associations, namely the Water Association as well as the Nandue Association. So thankfully there have been no injuries that have been reported, and we know, of course, that unfortunately 1 person has been injured and that there were no passengers when this particular incident occurred. Let's just take a listen to what the Transport MEC in the province had to say.
This action that we are taking today, we are working with law enforcement agencies. We are talking to the leaders today. As I'm saying to you, I've already made a call to them. We have had telephonic conversations, and when we said to them, let's meet urgently tonight, they've requested that they will prefer to meet tomorrow, but discussions are taking place. There are also other options that we are considering in law. So we will be making an announcement in the afternoon about what measures we are taking. Meeting the taxi industry is not the only solution. We are also already hard at work to bring in other forms of intervention to make sure that just today we do not have this violence escalating. But as I'm saying, there can't be violence without the hand, definitely, of the taxi members and leaders themselves. And that's why we are in stop it immediately and right now. But as I'm saying, Heidi, we will make further announcements. We are really hard at work currently to make sure that this does not escalate. And we are talking to them. Tomorrow is another form and further steps taken to engage them. But the engagement has already happened immediately when this came to our attention.
So, Slee, we understand that the MEC has indicated he will be meeting with the associations and all those involved. From what you are seeing, what can we expect to happen next? Also, given that commuters are seeing this unfold and possibly frightened to take any taxi at the moment because of what they are seeing in the CBD of Johannesburg.
I mean, you can imagine just how horrific this morning has been for those who were witnessing what happened here this morning. But what we understand from the Transport MEC is that as soon as he got word of what was happening here, he did get in touch with officials from the 2 associations, and he has immediately asked for an urgent meeting between the 2. We understand that particular meeting will take place tomorrow morning. And as you can see from some of the eyewitness accounts, what happened here this morning was quite terrifying. When I spoke to some of those who were on the scene, they really described something that they hadn't seen in a very, very long time. I don't know when last we saw taxi violence resulting in the scenes that we're seeing unfolding here in the CBD right now. And many of the commuters and eyewitnesses saying that they fear for their lives, saying that they don't know if the taxi that they're they're going to be using on a particular day will be the one that's going to be targeted. And of course, calling on law enforcement to arrest the situation, but also asking the taxi associations and the taxi buses to try and resolve this particular issue in an amicable manner, so that we don't actually see this happening once more. So from here on, we know that an investigation is underway by the South African Police Services, where they are investigating a case of malicious damage to property, and we know that there is an urgent meeting scheduled with the two associations tomorrow morning.
Great, thanks so much for that update. Silindelo Masikane out in Johannesburg CBD, and we do understand that the MEC for Transport is trying to attend to that matter as quickly as possible and have a meeting with all parties involved. It's just unacceptable that such continues to happen.